Hey, MacT here. A little bit on the update, old Herbie. Thought I'd catch you all up on what we're doing. We still have not got an engine in it. But, as with all things, we do have an engine. And it's sitting here. Right there's the transmission and there's the engine. We are waiting for a PTU. Now we do have a PTU, but we're waiting for a different PTU. If it don't happen, we're going with a Ford PTU that we have. So it won't be delayed, but we're hoping for the Dorman updated PTU. If it doesn't happen, then we're going with the Ford PTU that we currently have. But yeah, lots of parts here. Some parts are more valuable than others, but we're trying to keep them and see if some are viable to keep, because we found that some parts are becoming short in supply, like this bracket right here. Now, unless some other company comes up with that bracket, it's hard to get. We've been waiting a month and a half for that bracket, and that is for the driver's side. We got the passenger side, but we did not get the driver's side. But virtually all these parts here, you see, we already have, except for that one bracket. We even got the lower control arms, and I'm painting those and getting everything taken care of. We're covering them with, the truck bed liner on top of the paint that's already on them. The idea is for me to then check back in a year or two and show you all what and whether my efforts to rust prevent Herbie on the rear end here, which was sadly quite rusted, and gave us a difficulty in that. But we have painted 2 coats of Cora-Seal on there, 6 to 8 mil thick, and done that. We did the rear bumper. I don't know if you saw what the rear bumper looked like before. I had some postings on it, but this is all Cora-Seal, folks. That thing was rusty. We've done all the electrical and went through and did a little bit of the dielectric grease. And let me tell you, we used some MAP sensor, cleaned everything up, and got all these electrical connections snapping in beautifully. So that dielectric grease really made a difference. We're going through every connection is being cleaned with MAP sensor as we go, and then we're going to put dielectric grease in it. Underside, yes, we do have a rear subframe installed. That's right, we've got that, and the sway bar is installed. So what our project is coming to is, my wife did a beautiful job, by the way. Look at that. She cleaned these lights up something fierce. They almost look new. She did a great job, folks. You gotta give her credit on that. And cleaned up all the connections. She cleaned up all the garbage that was down in here. She just detailed the heck out of this car and got everything done. But we're going to put this side together, and this brake caliper we deem viable along with the hose, so we're just going to go with it. We'll probably just brush her up a bit and paint her up a little and paint her red, that way she's faster, right? But we have gotten everything to the point that we can now assemble this side. Because we don't have the bracket for the other side, we can assemble this side. So right now everything's been sitting outside drying with the paint, and I can show you what we're doing. Lots of things going on, but I did do the old Harbor Freight $2 paint booth out there, and I covered every part, the springs, brackets, knuckles, everything, trailing arms. They're all been covered in truck bed liner on top of the Ford paint that was on there. And part of the reason that we're doing that is so that we can make sure we have some rust proofing that goes for a long time. So I'll do a follow-up video in a year or two on that to see how it's doing underneath and everything else, to see if our efforts were worth it. But quite frankly, I do think it will be worth it. Now, one thing we do have to do, get new tires. That's right. These tires just are not holding air to save their lives. They just empty out. We got to keep putting air in them, but we'll put new tires on it and get that done. But overall, yes, Herbie is coming together, And there will be a day when we finish up this rear end, because quite frankly, we're going to put that side together. And once we get the bracket, we're going to put this side together. It's going to have the axles in the differential. Everything's going to be assembled. We can drop it back on its wheels, make it a roller again. And once we get this rear end assembled, we're going to go ahead and got one other thing. This bumper cover. This bumper cover is going in for a paint touch-up because it does have a few marks on it. So we're just going to get a touch-up done on it. So, nothing big. That's big. Actually, that's the worst part of the whole car as far as paint goes. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. We already got a fan and everything. I got another fan that has less miles on it at home, so we'll probably trade it out for this one that was on Herbie and put that one on there. And we also have that HID kit, so we're going to be doing all that. We got the brakes, clean those up, put those on there. So brakes are all set. In our shelf with all the parts, nuts and bolts and Ziploc bags all marked, so that'll help us in there. And injectors, we got rear shocks right here, everything that we need that goes in there. We even have the headlights in there, but we also have fastener kits, so when we start putting the wire loom together and everything else, we're all set there. And new coils, or new condenser and radiator will go into this bracket once we assemble it, and we'll have that all situated. So yes, Herbie is coming along, folks. Once we get this rear end done, we fully expect then to hit that engine assembly, make the transmission and the PTU up, and then drop that engine assembly back into Herbie. And one thing that we really have been working on is just trying to prep this whole thing for it and get everything done so that when we drop the engine in, we will also have one of our other edges here, the 2011 that we have, as essentially a visual. So when we're starting to put stuff together, we can look at the engine bay and then start deciding how we got to route stuff again, because our memories are getting a little old here, and we got to take and figure out, make sure we do everything right. But we will be very meticulous on it. We've went through as many of the ground points as we can, cleaned them up, reconnected them so we can assure that we don't have any grounding issues. And hey, that's how we roll on this and get everything done. Every connector, every electrical connection here will be sprayed out with MAF cleaner and then some dielectric grease put in there to help keep them fresh and easily to plug in. That's right. We have found out that cleaning them and putting dielectric grease makes them snap and click in so much better. So we're going through, as we do connectors, we will do cleaning and we will do dielectric grease to make sure everything works good, because we found out that that was needed in the back end of Herbie. But overall, the little tree is still functioning like it should. It smells great on the inside. But they cleaned it all down, wiped it all down, because it was quite dusty from the rear end work, and we were really working on that. Now, as with all things, you know, we're doing this meticulous. This is not a fast job, and people are always asking me, how much does this cost? I will tell you how much it costs. Okay, look into my eyes. That's right, I'm not lying. I will tell you how much we got into it, because we have boxes with receipts in them, and I will go through and I'll tally everything up parts wise, and then supply wise I'll probably add maybe 5% to it just for supply stuff that we've been doing, and adding in there paints and greases and all this you know, supply stuff. So we'll try to make a realistic guesstimate on that too, as far as what we're doing. But rest assured, once this edge is put together and running and we got it going down the road, I will let you all know exactly how much this costs. Now, will I tell you how much it costs in labor? No. This is a project that is done for my daughter. Okay, you can't put a labor cost on it because I haven't been keeping track of the hours. But you know, I might try to guesstimate what it is and then add up how much you think a shop fee would cost to give you an idea how much actually cost if you paid somebody else to do it, and it would probably be, you know, out of your price range is all I'm going to say, because we got a lot of hours in this, and this is not about the hours, it is about the job for my daughter, and that's what it's going to be. So yeah, Herbie is a labor of love. It's not a labor of how much and how cheap I can get it put together, because that is not how we approach this. We approached it for a longevity on this car, and by doing all this extra work, this car will be fantastic. Now once we're done, we're going to put it up on a lift, and you guys can get a full unvarnished look at a brand new suspension, drivetrain, everything. Okay, this thing is going to be as close to immaculate as you can get, and it is definitely going to be worth more than any 2011 on the road with all the work that we put into it. But you know, that's, you know, take it to a used car dealer, they'd probably give me $5,000 for it and say whatever. But for us, it's worth far more, and that's why we really like it. But hey, Herbie's here, folks. We're working it. We got a lot of work to do, changing this thing out and making this into a vehicle that we are proud of. And I just wanted to give you that update on it. So remember, like, subscribe, join. Remember, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day. I want you to have a great day. And Mercy Girl's having a great day, and she's going to give you a couple one-liners along with the band of one singing our praises. That's right. And doing the best it can. But this is Project Herbie, and I can't wait to get it done and get the graphics on it. But we have now begun the assembly process.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.